My grandfather launched Crocin in the market, which is a popular painkiller brand today. Today we are in almost 67 countries in the world. I wouldn't want to call it D2C. I would want to call it D4P, which is direct from pharma. We are a pharma company that has entered the consumer space and trying to, reform this market into something which will be admired all around the world. There are places in India where people don't think before using a product. They would go, over the counter and buy it, and it may not be suitable for them. As an industry leader in this segment, I feel that I have a duty of care towards our people. I may not be here tomorrow, but all these problems will. So we started the concept of a silicon-based sunscreen. We're especially working on a condition called myopia, which is short-sightedness, where the children can't clearly see distant objects like the whiteboard or the blackboard. For us, it's all about research. It's all about genuine innovation.
Hi everyone, welcome to the AdBuffs podcast. Today we have with us Nikhil Masurkar, the CEO of Entod Pharma, often touted as the Elon Musk of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. Welcome Nikhil to the AdBuffs podcast.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here.
Welcome to our podcast Nikhil, and I hope we have a good conversation about your e-commerce business and the D2C segment of your pharmaceutical segment.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the kind words. And I'm looking forward to this discussion.
Let's talk about your family business legacy. Tell me a little bit about your grandfather, how the family business began.
So we belong to a family of pharmaceutical entrepreneurs with a legacy that spans over 100 years. My grandfather launched Crocin in the market, which is a popular painkiller brand today, way back in the 1960s. And since then, he built the brand from zero, and then retired early from that company, started his own venture, which was Entod Pharmaceuticals, which is our family business, and took it from zero to where we are now. So this is what inspires us. So we are very research driven, very innovation driven. We started off as a contract manufacturer. Then we moved to having our own brands, own marketing, sales, and our own R&D. Then we internationalized our brand, Entod. Today we are in almost 67 countries in the world, where we sell our eye drops, our ENT products, our skincare products. We also started a skincare venture in the UK as well, which is now doing quite well. So that's our journey really, and I think we still have a long way to go. I think every day we wake up and realize that it's just the start.
But India is a different beast altogether, very different from the UK market. How do you feel the Indian market is responding to your D2C business?
See, firstly, at least in terms of what we were trying to do, I wouldn't want to call it D2C. I would want to call it D4P, which is direct from pharma.
Okay.
See, we are a pharma company that has entered the consumer space. So it's very different to the other, so-called D2C brands. For us, it's all about research. It's all about genuine innovation. And this is where I think we can make our mark. I've always seen as D2C brands as kind of more marketing brands, and a lot of copy paste, me too formulations, which you see over and over again. For us, we didn't want to go down that route. We wanted to go down the route of genuine innovation, trying to come out with something which is not there in the market, and trying to, reform this market into something which will be admired all around the world.
Personal care is a huge segment in the D2C space. Now, even if you're saying it's a D4P approach, there are a lot of brands in this space. How do you think Eyecirque is going to stand out in that regard?
See, it comes down to the intent of the brand, what we're trying to achieve from this. Now with Eyecirque, the whole philosophy of the brand is centered around the eyes. And the eyes being kind of the epicenter of beauty and expression, everything kind of is circled around it, and that's why we call it Eyecirque.
Okay.
What makes Eyecirque different to probably other brands is that um, the whole point of Eyecirque is to raise an awareness of eye health, of skin health, and of mental health in India. Through this brand, if we can manage to do it, then I think it'll be a win-win situation for us. So the intent is very noble, the philosophy is very strong, and I feel that we can also give back. This is not just about your own personal well-being. This is about giving back to everyone around us, and to be environmentally responsible. And how you can contribute to the environment. So it's a journey for everyone. It's not just our venture. For us, Eyecirque is just one part of probably many things that we do. But it's such a critical part because I think through this we can engage the public of India, which is something that I've always wanted to do in a very positive way.
Great. And tell me about your personal journey with Entod. It seems like the over-the-counter offerings are something that you personally believe in a lot, and that's something that you began all of 2 years ago. So, how do you feel about products that you're being able to offer without prescription?
So we were always used to prescription product, ethical promotion to doctors. So our mindset was always around that. Now, obviously, we've gone into the consumer space. So that means that there is a lot more responsibility. Because there are places in India where people don't think before using a product. They would go over the counter and buy it, and it may not be suitable for them. So for us, we are in a position of responsibility as a company, as an industry leader in this segment. I feel that I have a duty of care towards our people. So responsibly telling them how to improve their health. And then the products that we have is just a small part of the solution. The awareness about how to look after your skin, look after your eyes, look after your mental health is more important. And for that, one part of the solution is the products that we offer, which are all research driven. So I think it's an exciting space for us. I think this is always what I wanted to do. I wanted to reach out to every person in the country when it comes to how to enhance their health. And health, I think, is the most important thing. Everything else is secondary. If we could have even a decent positive impact in this space, I think then it'll be something to be proud of.
Talk a little bit about the journey of product innovation, how the products came about, and what were your initial challenges?
So with Eyecirque, we didn't want to have any Me Too products in the market. So we have our own research laboratory. It's a DSIR and FDA approved laboratory, where we do a lot of research when it comes to eye care products, skin care, tablets, supplements. So we basically started from the lab. This was around the pandemic time when we all had nothing else to do. The only thing that was open was my lab. So we used to go there and figure out how we can, innovate in the skincare space. I think I spent a lot of my lockdown days in our lab doing, just what I loved. So it started from there. And then I thought, we have so much time. So let me, try and develop along with my team something that will really stand out. So the journey started from there when it came to Eyecirque. At that time I really didn't know how to sell the brand because we've never entered this space, this consumer space, in the past. So I was just thinking of the products, and I was thinking if the products are good, somehow the selling will happen. Somehow I will get some kind of know-how in terms of how to market and sell it. Today also, we don't need to market it as aggressively as I feel others would. It's just that the word needs to spread, because I believe the products are properly researched. We on every product that we do, we have extensive testing, and these are not just namesake marketing gimmicks like, oh, it's clinically tested. We test our products on the eyes. We do ocular irritation tests. We do skin sensitivity tests. We also make sure that the skin type is looked into. Like our Indian population has a more oily skin type. So we make sure the formulations are suitable for that. The products that we sell abroad, they are also different because the Caucasian skin type is very different to our skin type. So we've looked into every parameter that we can. In fact, we've gone into so much detail that we were almost kind of laughed on, you know. But that's okay because I think every time you're trying to make every time you try and do something genuine, there'll always be a lot of opposition for it. But I think we have a long way to go, and I think the research is what has driven the brand. And now I'm here, having a podcast where I'm talking about it. So maybe you can think this as the marketing or sales element of it. But majority of my time has gone into doing the research on the product and being happy that yes, I have a product that can do really well nationwide.
Mhm. I hear you on your product innovation journey. I feel like you have a true passion for research backed products. Sunscreen's also a very popular, trendy product right now. Tell me your thoughts about the sunscreen.
See, when we were thinking of developing a sunscreen, I looked at the market and I'm like, my God, there's so many products
Yes.
here. Where do we start? And is it actually needed? For a long time, I thought, well, I'm not even going to enter that space.
Yeah.
But then one fine day when we were in the lab and we had the idea of a sunscreen that has no oil and no water, so that its aesthetic value would be something on a different level. So we started the concept of a silicone based sunscreen, a sunscreen which also could act as a primer before makeup. How wonderful would that be? Which will kind of even out the skin, so that you end up putting less products on your skin. Your skincare routine should also be sensible. You can't have like 15 products to use every day. It's not sustainable. So we wanted a sunscreen which could also act as a primer, which has good aesthetic value, which works, which has really good FDA approved UV factors, which would also potentially protect against environmental damage, against blue light damage, the works. So that took us a long time to kind of develop. Then we put it under rigorous testing. And I think the final product that we have now, I mean, I've tried sunscreen products right from the US to here in India, to even some of the Korean products that I'm also quite passionate about. And I think we're there. Yes, we still can improve it, but I feel that we have a really good product on hand, and I would encourage people to try it and give that immediate first 5-second reaction of what they think about it.
Also, tell me a little bit about brain fog and adaptogenic mushrooms. What's your take on it? How did that product come about?
So brain fog is a concept, it's a term used very often these days. And what it basically means is that you're so focused on the screen. Our lives have become so indoor. Our lives have become so social media based that somehow we forget who's around us physically. And over a period of time, that affects our focus, it affects our mood, it affects our memory, and all kinds of symptoms like that. So that is all put together and called as brain fog. Now, I think almost everyone who's on a digital screen may be suffering from some form of brain fog. So we were always looking for a solution for this, or something to kind of ease things a bit. So we looked at various herbs, we looked at various options, and then we came across, you know, an option which we felt that actually there is a lot of literature here, there is a lot of data, and we can explore it further. So we started working on this, and the product that we have now, which is our memory booster, is giving really good results. We've also got a lot of doctors involved in this, because before talking too much about a molecule, about a product, you need the doctor's opinions. You need to check with doctors what they think about it, and the response was really good. So that gave us the confidence that actually yes, we can kind of commercialize it and make it more consumer based. And we're very happy with the product overall. We're also now thinking of improving it, enhancing it, because we got then feedback from certain doctors saying, actually, you could add something else to it, which may further help. But what we came out with in terms of an adaptogenic mushroom is, I think, a great concept, and I think it has a long way to go. It's the early days. The feedback we're getting now is very, very good. In fact, I'm of the opinion that whenever I come out with a new product, that I try it myself, my team tries it, our doctors try it, and we were very happy, and that's what kind of gave us the confidence that, let's push this.
And would you say that the adaptogenic mushroom supplement also is preservative free? And like, is there a health angle to it that you'd like to highlight?
So the adaptogenic mushrooms is basically an extract. It's in a supplement form. So it is a food regulated product. It conforms to all the regulations, and we need to make sure that it doesn't have any side effects. It is safe to use, and all of that. And those safety parameters already have been established. So it's something that we feel that people could take on a regular basis to just enhance their overall health, and ease things a bit for them, so that their digital lives will not damage their ultimate health.
Mhm. I have in fact tried your under eye gel. Now, you don't typically associate instant gratification with an under eye product, but lo and behold, as soon as I tried it, I felt like a cooling impact of it, which was very rare, which is very rare for a D2C product to sort of give you that instant gratification. There is also a very tall claim that it has an impact on your under eye puffiness within 4 weeks. Tell us a bit about that.
See, actually, coming from an eye space, I think we could explain the concept of under eye dark circles probably better than the rest, especially those who come from a skin space or a cosmetic derma, background. Because what they have seen is that people who have kind of mild refractive errors, where you have a small number, you end up straining your eyes more, and the eye strain leads to the muscles under the eyes to kind of lead to under eye dark circles.
Okay.
So dark circles is linked to kind of refractive errors that haven't been corrected. Maybe someone hasn't been to the eye doctor for a long time, so they're straining, and the more they strain, they end up causing the under eye dark circle problem, or it makes it worse. Lack of sleep, lack of healthy diet, more indoor lives, less sunlight. So all of it basically kind of precipitates the problem of under eye dark circles. So we looked at it in a very holistic way, and we're like, no one product is going to get rid of it. And even if you go on our website, we have a whole page dedicated to how you can manage under eye dark circles better. And all of those precautions and those advice, those that advice needs to be followed, like eating healthy, getting enough sleep, using a product to firm the skin around the eyes, which is what we have. Also going to an eye doctor once every year to get your eyes checked, to solve the issue of eye strain. And if you ask me, the under eye dark circle problem is to do with our digital lives. It's because of digital eye strain. It's because we've gone so much onto the screen that not only are we damaging the eyes, we're damaging the skin around the eyes as well. So this is how we looked at it, and I always tell people that this is just one part of the solution. We are here to sell the entire package and to sell the advice. And a part of the advice is to use one of our products, which I'm sure will be a very significant part of dealing with this problem.
I sense I sense you wanting to withhold, wanting to sell the product so much as, talk more about the brand and the business. And you have a very holistic picture of your business, and you're not very sales driven. That is always a challenge for a brand that has such a rich legacy behind it, right? So to gravitate away from the legacy and more towards the marketing and sales. Do you think that's been a challenge for the brand to sort of develop something which is very trending and that resonates with the younger audiences?
See, I'm more, I would say, impact driven than results driven. Because what I'm here to do is to create an impact. And I always tell a lot of doctors who I talk to quite a lot that, I may not be here tomorrow, but all these problems will, whether it is mental health problems, whether it's eye problems, whether it's under eye dark circles, sun damage of the skin, all of that will be there. So can I create an impact so that, we create solutions that are beyond me, you know, and that the brand that we create will basically be there for generations to come. So if I look at it from a results point of view, I will not be able to achieve that. You know, I think the sales come by itself once people believe in the brand, you believe in the products, you believe in the quality of the products, you believe that the people behind it know what they're doing, they are qualified to do what they're doing. They're not just trying to pump in X amount of money into marketing so that they sell the brand and they create a X amount of sale in this year or next financial year. They're there for the long term. Once you give that impression, I think people have a connect with the brand. They understand what this is about, and then your brand starts to work. So I'm not worried about sales. Sales happens. Even with Entod as a brand, we were always focused on what can we actually do to create an impact, what innovations can we do that will change the world around us, at least in terms of the eye care space. So with Eyecirque, it's the same approach, and that is why initially it takes a bit of a longer time to create the impact, but once that is done, I mean, the products is, that will go by default. People will buy our sunscreens because they believe what it has. They believe how transparent the brand is, and how openly we talk about the product and the brand, and how openly we're also, we're willing to accept criticism for the product. Also, we're willing to improve our brands, our products every day. Like every day we're in the lab trying to say, well, what can we do better now? And once people know that you are like that, then they have confidence in buying your brand and buying your products.
You spend a fair bit of time on the packaging, the glass bottle. It seems very deliberate, right from opening the monocarton to sort of using the pump and, the consistency of the cream. Talk a bit about the packaging, the glass bottle, and why you selected that.
So, I mean, I think the concept of packaging is going to change in the next 10 years. See, before, packaging was about, does the product, can you make the product look good? Right. In 10 years' time, it will be, what kind is that packaging ethical enough? Is it environmentally friendly? Is it sustainable? Right. And it is moving towards that point. So there, the packaging doesn't become all that important, but the colors that the brand represents, the look that the brand represents beyond the material carton or the bottle is what will actually stand out. Like we chose the color yellow for Eyecirque, which is a very unusual kind of a color to go for. A lot of people advised us that, go for something that works in the industry. Like go for a gold, a black, a white, or some kind of lighter color, because it kind of is very soothing for the eyes and all of that. And that's when I thought that I will do exactly the opposite. I'll go for something which represents energy, vibrancy, positivity, vitality, focus, clarity. And that is why we chose yellow as a brand, because our brand is unisex. We are not more towards promoting it to women or men or anything. It's for everyone. So we wanted a neutral color which has certain, which stands for something, which has certain values which we believe in. And I think that for us is our packaging. Our color is our packaging.
Your consumer business is also your first foray into away from ophthalmology and first foray into skin and brain health, right? Are you looking to go more in that direction, or are you looking to focus on more ophthalmologic products in your over-the-counter medicines?
See, I mean, with Eyecirque, we are more tailored towards eye health, towards skin health, and towards mind health or mental health, you can call it. Uh, if you ask me, these three things are going to be a significant part of our health challenges in the years to come. See, when you look at health, nowadays people focus on the heart, they focus on kidneys, the lungs, and all of that. And we're doing our best to look after those aspects of our health. But there are big aspects of our health we've completely ignored. Now with smartphones coming, with screens coming, we are straining our eyes like never before. So our eyes are under unlimited, unimaginable strain and stress, and not much is being done about it. If you look at the kind of, everyone wears, the AirPods, so imagine the damage we're doing to our ears. No one is doing anything about it. Imagine the damage we're doing to our mental health, because we've all gone inwards in terms of our social lives. We live indoor lives. You're on social media. That's going to have a psychological impact. So I think for us, the biggest aspects of health that we can work on is eye, uh, ear, skin, and the mind, and skin, obviously, because people want to look and feel good about themselves. It's not about showing someone else, but the minute your skin is glowing, you look in the mirror and you feel good about yourself, so it generates a sense of confidence. So what bigger impact we can have on health than to look at these three main aspects?
So, your prescription segment has a few recent products for children. You want to talk a little bit about that, and do you think your consumer business will have children-driven products anytime in the near future?
So with Eyecirque, it's not just an adult focused brand, it's for children as well. I think children need to also look after their eyes, for example. We can give a lot of advice to kids, in terms of how to look after their eyes, because see, our children are in uncharted territory when it comes to eye health, because we only adopted the smartphone, a few years ago. Children now from the age of 2 are being exposed to the smart screen, and no one knows how their eyes will react to it. So it is obviously targeted to children also, but with proper researched products, which are safe for children to use, and which will instill a sense of confidence in parents to also give those products to their children as well. In the pharma space, we've done a lot of work when it comes to children's eye health. We have a lot of prescription medicines. We're especially working on a condition called myopia, which is short sightedness, where the children can't clearly see distant objects like the whiteboard or the blackboard. And we've done a lot of work in this area right from 2015. And we are known in the ophthalmic market for our efforts in children's eye health. I think Eyecirque will allow us to take it to a much higher level, to raise the awareness of this condition, myopia, and also generally children's eye health problems. So I think we have to take children into this equation, if you're trying to create a general impact, because they are our future, and children grow up really fast. I mean, a child, before you know it, is a teenager, and then all those problems have started for them, right from eye problems to skin issues to mental health problems. Mental health in children is a big issue now, and it's always been kind of taken for granted, but now parents who have children will obviously know, what a big problem it can be. So this is where we want to get involved in a positive, ethical way, and to create an impact here.
Do you see ISA going international? Do you feel like the Indian market is chartered territory and you possibly want to explore neighboring markets, maybe in the APAC region, or are you looking at the US? Do you think that's the next market for you?
See, I think India is a massive market. You have a growing middle class here. You have a growing population that now has started to understand what good health is now. If at this time we focus to internationalize the brand, I think it'll be injustice to our own people. So our focus is on the 1.4 billion people that are here, and out of that, probably 700 million people who may benefit from the Eyecirque as a brand. We are not thinking of taking it beyond the shores of our country yet. Maybe in the future, yes, as it grows, and once we know that we are creating a good enough impact, then we can move forward to other countries, especially countries of the global south, where we could create a change, where they may not have products like these. So there we may go. But as of now, our efforts, our focus, our intent is mainly the Indian market, and to work with our people to really, create a win-win situation for our country.
What's the future looking like for iCirque? What are the kind of products that you want to develop? Are you looking to focus more towards brain health and skin health, or are you looking to focus on ophthalmology for now?
So we started the Eyecirque with the eye care products, which are there in our range. We then moved to skincare, but specialty skincare, like skin around the eyes, for example, which is much more delicate than the rest of the facial skin. And then we moved to the mind space, which we are now focusing on. We are currently developing a product to help people calm down in the evening, to help them relax a bit. People who find it difficult to sleep, for example. So the space of the mind is an area where we are working on now, and I think there's a lot of work that we're a lot of opportunities here. We've spoken to researchers across the country as well, who are also giving us ideas in terms of how can you have products of the mind targeted to the people. At the same time, you don't want to make any kind of false claims that cannot be justified. So we need to be very careful in this space. But whatever products we are going to develop are going to be properly research based. There's going to be a lot of data, and slowly we will kind of educate the public in terms of the impact that they can have, and at the same time have healthcare campaigns around mental health as well, which I think both go hand in hand. I mean, if people are not aware of mental health, just to buy a product online is not going to sort the problem out. There are many ways to deal with the issue of mental health, psychologically or through certain solutions like what we have. And I think it needs to be going hand in hand. So this is an area that we're going to focus on. At the same time, we're also trying to look at newer products in the eye care space, working with our ophthalmologists to get those products out, trying to work with dermatologists as well to come out with innovative skincare products, which will change the skincare scene in India. I just mentioned earlier on that we don't need too many products in our skincare routine. We need to have the right basket of products to use in the morning, to use in the evening. We don't want to basically bombard the market with unlimited products and expect everyone to just buy it in bulk. I think we need to be sensible about it, and that's what we're trying to work with.
Thank you, Nikhil, for a very candid chat. We wish you the best in all your endeavors, and I hope our association with Eyecirque continues in the times to come.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.